No, we want to go up. I don't really want to go past Brayley Rock. I mean, I could just avoid Brayley Rock really hard. Yeah, you have to be at a proper dock to equip people. Yeah, so we'll do that next time. Maybe Magdalene's will let me. Honestly, maybe poor Prosper would have, but whatever. Crew's nervous. Engineer mutters old superstition. Book captains, scribe spinsters haunt these glades. Oh, is that the weird horror ghost thing? Well, we don't have a saying. And here's those eels again that I can't harvest. Yeah, let's just take the long way around for a bit. What did it find and where? This has discovered something out in the sky, but I ain't seeing it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not betting we have anything interesting here. We got a little bit of something. The Illyrian. That's a good name. Let's see. It's more the dead. Lose my terror? Lose my terror a bit. Make a new friend. And by a new friend, I mean a reach marauder. There we go. Now, question. This debris does not hurt me. Okay. Gain hull? Nah. Cargo! Last jewelry box. Or gossip. What if I cleared out of my inventory? Was it really just fuel and whatnot? Yeah, must have been. Yeah, I guess I recently burned one fuel and one supply, and that's actually... that would account for the difference. I can do math. I just wasn't paying attention. Bat can find things you already discovered. Ah, it sucks. Yeah, I can't wait till I can replace the bat, but that's probably going to be a little while, at least. I might be taking a really long route. We've got the supplies. We certainly have the crew. I just need to not screw up. Or maybe we can cut up and across and whatnot. Because, yeah, if I can drop the delivery off at Magdalene's in New Avon, then we can come back to Port Prosper. Yeah, okay, we're good. And this little side route skips us the going past the horror gibbering terrors. Well, I guess it's really just a bunch of dead, calcified fish, whatever the names are. Cantankerous. Good hunting ground, at least. Why do I do a lot of damage now? I don't remember killing these things that fast. The last time I was fighting them. Maybe I just didn't miss. Or maybe I'd been missing, I don't know. 50 EXP in a Sky Story. Probably worth it? How much EXP do I need? I need a lot of EXP. Sovereigns. And mining! Well, this was a worthwhile venture. Very worthwhile. Looks like there's even more. Whoops. Okay, we might end up with some tears here after all. Ow, that hurt. Okay. Let's just gain sovereigns this time. Yeah, I'm starting to rack up a little bit too much terror. So let's just lure this thing away. Damn it. A little bit too accurate for my own good. There we go. Okay, we're no longer in Terror Land. Okay. More sovereigns? More sovereigns. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of these suckers around here. So if you're really desperate for funds, it's not a bad idea. Well, I'm gonna stack up the terror a little bit more. And we've certainly got enough stuff. I could probably... Where was the place where I could schmooze with the captains? I don't remember, but yeah, a little bit more mining opportunities around here. And supplies and stuff. Oh, that was it, actually. Maybe we want to make a trip up past the Rat Kings. Okay. Yeah, let's make a quick trip up instead of going back past the Cantankerous Nest. And I believe this drops terror and might also give the XP. I don't really remember. I was about to watch an earlier video of this and remember you stream about this time. Yeah, I do. That was the day off. It was lovely. We played board games. Codenames, Snake Oil, Dixit, and then hung out and talked and drank and stuff. And it was really fun. I would like to organize it again when I get the chance. But obviously organizing friend time, it's kind of one of those where I don't want to constantly be like, "Hey, let's do another thing," because that gets bad. Nah. Really gotta buff up my stats. Plus, I guess the other really bonus thing, as far as I'm concerned, is I also cleaned my house. And you know what? My house certainly did need a cleaning. It was, you know, I hadn't vacuumed in a while. Not that my house gets particularly dirty. We cleaned up the tables, made sure there were no errant crumbs or anything like that. Oh, so I just have to hang out and my terror drops fast. So it's not a single thing, but still. Okay, and that was it. I feel like it's extra difficult dealing with introverts. I don't think anybody in the group around here is particularly introverted. I think it's just everybody's busy. And it's also, it's not an insubstantial drive out to where I live, comparatively. Let's see, what stats are you focusing on? I haven't the foggiest. Mostly iron. Yeah, my iron is 38, my mirrors is 25, and then 13 on hearts and the other stuff. I figured irons was a good way to make a lot of cash quick. And so far, that's been truth. Nah, I really want to start organizing tabletop gaming sessions. Both, you know, just tabletop games, just board games and stuff. And also, looks like they're fighting again over here. I'm just gonna see what loot they drop. I'm not gonna stick around this time. It wasn't worth it. Let's see. Why is it that there's always a battle over here? Seems to be the same battle every time, too. Well, I'm not a part of this. Leave me the heck alone. Let's see. But yeah, board games, especially D&D. I might honestly, like, reach out to multiple groups and just be like, I can DM 2 D&D campaigns at a time. Okay. So, we want to do House of Small Comfort, write a port report. Deliver the previously impounded goods. 200 sovereigns. Observe the guests. Okay, perhaps not. So, keepsake market. Anything interesting? Yeah, it's worth it. Let's see. Could treat my terror, but I don't need that. Bizarre. Has ministry-approved literature. Shoot. What place needed that? The circus needs it. Needs 5. I really wish that you could just use a bank anywhere. Well, in this case, we're just going to buy 1 fuel, 1 supply. Head up to Port Avon, probably. Drop off the seeds. And then come back. I'm going to set up a multi-DM, multi-group homebrew. Oh, God, that sounds awful. I mean, it's probably really fun if you've got a bunch of people that are ready and willing for that sort of thing. But, like, for me, I just want one group of very consistent D&D players. I don't need all that extra work. That's a neat little airstream, though. But yeah, more power to you if you can actually pull that sort of thing off. Ever played the Exalted system? I certainly haven't. I've actually only played... I've played, a Star Wars role-playing system based on, Roll20. Oops, Whisper wins. Know the fate of your crew. Listen to the secrets that the winds will share. Lost a crew. Gained some terror. I have a savage secret. Okay, loot the hold. Money. Not money. Shoot. Okay, I'll go back over there in a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, I play... Oh, it's a World of Darkness. I got it. Yeah, for the most part, I've only ever played D&D, Roll20, just a lot of the Roll20 things. Specifically, I played D20 Modern, which was really cool. And they did... yeah, not same setting, same company. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry. It's getting late. But so, Dungeons & Dragons, 1st edition, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition, Pathfinder, Pathfinder 2nd edition, Roll20 related stuff, which was mostly D20 Modern, D20 Future, and the Star Wars D&D variants from kind of mid-2000s. That was pretty fun. I really enjoyed those. And then, pretty much haven't touched anything else. I did a little bit of... What was it? It's the guy that made the Numenera system. I played a little bit of his stuff. I'd like to get into Rogue Trader, just because I think it would be really fun to DM a Warhammer. A Warhammer campaign, but I'd have to do a lot of research before I actually pulled it off. Because I can only imagine not doing so correctly would probably raise some people's ire. Okay. So we want to do Bazaar. They needed seeds. Okay. So they have Forester Nectar, but no. Looking for a passage. Where is he going? Okay, we now have a signaler. Port Avon. Write a port report. Okay. Share exotic gossip with the locals. So they really like that. Can't do anything else. So Port Avon Dock. Village Green. Nowhere in. Or Cyclopean Ruins. Later. Okay. So now that we've actually properly equipped them, I might honestly want to take this guy, switch this guy out for her. Just for the extra mirrors, because our mirrors stat is bad. Okay, there. Now we actually have this. Let's see. So, they have that. They have these. I could sell some of my stuff, but I don't think I want to. So, we should, at the very least, buy one of both of these. So I think I want to go back to the new Winchester. And then we can go back to Port Prosper. Because I just have way too much stuff in my inventory. Hopefully with all the port reports and the other stuff that I could potentially just sell. Oh, did I want to go to New Magdalene's? No. Shoot. Because New Magdalene's actually had the stories that I wanted. Yeah, but I don't have the inventory. Because I can buy 5 and bring them up to the circus, which is exactly what I need. We just... Cargo, man. I don't know. Checked out Mutants Masterminds. Got custom superpower making system for that sort of stuff. Oh, hello. Your newly acquired repentant devil is standing most unrepentantly over a body in the hallway. You don't recognize him. You haven't seen this person before. One of your crew? But the deceased is no one you know. A stranger on your locomotive. Peculiar luggage you brought on board, says one of the crew, when some of the others have gathered. Would have thought it would fit in your little bag. First, clean up. It won't do to leave the body in the hall. Then your repentant devil can explain himself. Still got blood on his cuffs. Ask him about the recently departed, so he looks younger than most devils. But he's significantly older. His gaze is blank and yellow. A wall against speculation. He grooms his sideburns artfully. And knows how to be tactful with less seasoned members of the crew. He was a stowaway, explains the devil indifferently. He's been stalking me for more than a month. Thought I'd lost him when I came aboard. Then he turned up in my quarters. From the body is lifted a clinking bag of souls. Perhaps he was sent to bribe me rather than kill me. He lifts his head to consider the soul collection. Apparently thinks I'm a cheap hire, if so. Devil's gaze reverts to you. I regret to say this is probably not the last time this happens. It may be destined to attract negative attention. 1,000 EXP, though. Okay, listen to his suggestion. Giving you meaningful glances. You must want something. Okay, generate new prospects at Avid Horizon if placed on secondment there. He laughs when approached. Oh dear, a little obvious perhaps. His gaze is amused and flickers with intensity. I have an idea that might be beneficial for us both. I'd like to improve the lives of the workers, the home office on the Avid Horizon. You don't mind permitting me to a little shore leave. Oops. I gotta not accidentally just ram things. But yeah, I would like to check out more tabletop groups, or not groups, systems. But number one thing I need to do is actually have a consistent group. if I could do D&D weekly again, I'd probably plan shorter campaigns, you know, on the realm of, like, 20 session stuff. Oh yeah, I did level up. We have a lot here. Metamorphosis, Black Sheep, Your Club. Rotary. Let's take a look at some of them. Anything that gets me a bonus is more interesting. Hello. Reduces nightmares. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that. Your club. You belong to one of London's illustrious private member clubs. Fine food, understanding companionship, and no riffraff. Admittance was a hurdle, but your letter of acceptance declared you to be the right sort. Of which club are you a member? So, a august group of explorers and immortality hunters. Perhaps the quest itself is a folly, but everyone needs a hobby. Let's go with that. So now I am down on nightmares. So that's how you kind of manage terrors in a proper way. Saturday morning cartoon-esque episodic campaigns. It's sort of. Go check out how I handled Dragon's Deep, if you haven't seen that one yet. Let's see. Because that was a 13-episode campaign. It was a little short, but it had, like, a very consistent ending. And I thought that worked out fairly well. I'll probably want to do it a little longer in the future, but still. Now that's bronzewood for Port Avon. I'm gonna grab that. I don't have any, so I might want to burn a pretty penny to get it all, but... Okay. Let's go back to the market. Pick up both of those. Let's see. I guess, quick question. We want to check the engine yard. So... So this is a lumbering sucker. Lot of HP. Decent amount of cargo space. This one has more, though. Let's check Abrams Engineering for a second. Check this. Okay, so that's what that is. My one problem is I don't actually know. Let's go deliver my stories first. I don't actually know where those where that extra hold space would fit. Like if I'd have space for it at all. Alright. Deliver the port reports. Yeah, so it looks like I can keep pushing my tackities up. All the way up to 100, potentially. And then go back and start favoring the stovepipes. And that could work. Or we could just affect the balance of power. I'm not really sure. I don't really know how that would affect everything. Okay. So, now I've got 1,200. So that's a bridge slot, plating slot. I still want to get up here. Luckily, there's no time limit on that one. So, I just have to go find them. Well, alternatively... Here's what we're going to do. we're gonna go up to Palmier and Plenty's Circus. They sell wood. The wood's stupid expensive, but I can only imagine that I'm going to make it all back again the moment I offload it on Port Avon. Yeah, 5 consignments of bronze wood. I was hoping that I'd actually have a supply of this stuff, but I don't. I guess it made more sense to go to Magdalene's first. And, I don't know, shitty triangles. This stuff takes forever, though. At least we have money now. And I'm not insane. Actually, yeah. I have no nightmares. Nothing. The only problem is the Whispering Winds have like, an oath from me, which is an issue. Oh, shit. That would be a really cool D&D system. One thing... So I've been watching The Witcher. I watched The Witcher Netflix series, and then, you know, obviously I've been playing The Witcher recently. And one thing that game has is oaths. And between that and Wildermyth, I've been having some interesting ideas on, like, character progression beyond just, like, leveling and stuff. And I think oaths would be a really interesting thing. Oaths that are enforced almost supernaturally, but, like, have benefits and whatnot. It would be a hard thing to homebrew, but it would be kind of an interesting way to handle one thing or another. Amiable Vagabond. Okay, he's a signaler. We already got a signaler, though. Okay, they sell ours, but we don't want that. Oof. It's better be worth it. So, like warlocks, but looser, or clerics? Kind of, sort of. So, my thought would be, everybody would have the ability to make an oath, and get, like, a bonus out of it. But, like, it wouldn't be one of those where, like, a player just declares, like, I made an oath to the death god, and I get this thing. It would be more like, you come across a shrine, and the whole party can make an oath to whatever being it is, and get a boon. Potentially even a permanent boon. But in doing so, they either have to, like, kind of depending on how big the boon is, they either have to, like, change their character's, like, way of life, or their creed. Oh, god damn it. Let's go back. I forgot to grab the port report. Yell at me if I do that. Just baseline. Except for YouTube comments, you're useless. It's way too late in that point. But so, like, in Wildermyth, one of the first things that I came across specifically was a statue to the wolf, to, like, a long-forgotten wolf god. And one of my characters was allowed to make an oath to it, and it replaced her head with that of a wolf's. And from then on, anytime she'd lose a limb, instead of, you know, just having to get a prosthetic, they would actually get, like, a wolf limb instead. And I thought that was a really cool system. It wasn't that considerable, but it was something different. And kind of a neat way of handling character progression beyond just the leveling system. Because it did offer small bonuses, and even greater ones, you know, if, say, they lost some legs. Because then you go hella fast. And I guess Outward kind of has some things like this, too. But one of my problems I routinely run into with my D&D campaigns is they're very heavily character-driven. And I don't want to do a D&D campaign where an important character can just randomly die to a goblin. Unless it kind of makes sense. Like, if somebody sacrifices themselves, or if it's just, like, an absolutely brutal, random, like, set of circumstances that just totally ends a character. But I hate unfinished stories in D&D. It feels unsatisfying, and telling somebody to re-roll a character is shitty and stupid. I've had DMs in the past who, yeah, just killed my character, and I had a backstory. I had plans for this character, and then they're like, nope. And I'm like, okay. Can I use any of that stuff? Nope. And so it would be interesting to have anywhere from, like, statues of the wolf god that occasionally characters can, like, you know... the characters can occasionally just trade favor for with, like, an oath or something like that. Let's see. But it would be interesting, especially for, like, a character death, or if something's going really wrong, maybe one of these greater spirits that took notice of them previously can effectively say, well, you know, you seem to be having some trouble here. I could, for a price, save your butt, but the price would be steep. Because I think that could be kind of a cool way of handling it. And, yeah, having, like, a really, really firm supernatural oath system. And if you break it, you know, maybe there are these, like, kind of interesting consequences, both, like, statistically and but also roleplay-wise. I don't know. Random thoughts. Unfortunately, still gotta wait until I've gotten to do, yeah, the boon becomes a curse. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've always felt like curses and whatnot. Let's see. Warhammer has fate points. Idea gives you rerolls per day, or burn, destroy a fate point to save your character. Oh, that would be interesting. Burning it permanently to save your character. And I think I'd like the idea of burning some of these boons permanently, too, to do something. You know, larger than life. Say, like, the rest of the party is down, you know, characters like, alright, Wolf God, you know, I'm not surviving this. Intercede. And then you just go full werewolf or something. And your character just remains a werewolf for the rest of the campaign. Which would be a good thing, except for maybe not. You know, maybe suddenly you have wolf hunters. Maybe your character can no longer use weapons. Or even, like, equipment as much. Okay, shops, bazaar. Oh yeah, feel that money. Okay, so now I have enough money to buy a locomotive. That should be fine. Let's see. We're doing good. Yeah, see, now that we've got the cash, shit's gonna go good. Oh, don't forget the port report. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, buy more gas. You're about to run out. No, I got three tanks of fuel. Whoops. That was a little close. Okay. I'm not doing a whole lot of exploration, but boy, I'm doing funds. I think let's finish this circuit. Grab the paper, deliver to Magdalene's, grab the paper, and then go back to Palmyre. And then I think I'm gonna stop playing this for the night. Because I think I might do this specific loop for like a couple hours tomorrow or before next time. So that, yeah, I'm rich as shit for next time. I might honestly even just like do it a bunch till I can get that super expensive locomotive so we can just go around in style. Hard to say, really. Are there, like, major boss fights that I should care about, or is it mostly just kind of like the occasional thing that you run into? Because I'm trying to decide how much it's worth, how much I would break the balance of the game by having really good shit. Because this is absolutely the kind of game that if you wanted to, and I kind of want to, I could just grind a bunch, while we're here. And actually able to make money. Recommend the one before the super expensive one. Yeah. The only reason why I was considering the super expensive one is the super expensive one has a lot of cargo space on it. Next time we're in Port Avon, I'll check it out. Actually, we'll do Magdalene's Port Prosper and then all the way back up. Let's see, it does less important when you get the cargo attachments. Which I guess I can afford at this point. I'm not sure what slot cargo attachments even get put into. Is it a bridge slot? Is it the same slot as the mining drill? Which I guess at this point I could actually just stop mining. Okay, so it is the drill. They're just still fighting here. I feel like I should just come by every once in a while. There should just be like an absolutely insane amount of dead trains just hanging out that I can loot. But then again, that's probably how Magdalene's makes their money. Okay, so shops, bazaar. Ooh, look at that. Bargains available. That's good bargain. Okay, house of small comforts. Right, a port report. Yeah, it's absolutely a faction border. Okay. How's my terror? My terror is actually doing fine. Now that I'm not just exploring the dark and know where everything is, yeah, we actually just don't have to worry about it, period. That's kind of nice. Let's just go deliver this lady. Whatever she gives us, it's going to be fuel and supplies, which I can honestly live without. I mean, it's certainly nice, don't get me wrong, but it's only so nice. Now, question, for the different trains you can get, I'm assuming none of them have, like, a speed rating. Oh, it's the weight system. That's what it is. Because honestly, for me, speed is the most important part. Like, getting a really tanky train would be nice, but I need a train that lets me get from point A to point B faster. Also, do I ever have to worry about losing the train that I worked up towards? Like if I die, for example. Fuel efficiency rating in the engines would change speed. Gotcha. Okay, hopefully I can just head straight west. Lipkins Field. On the dead. Onwards. Sounds like people are thinking away at each other. Is it just the usuals? Yeah, it's just the usuals. I should not go straight between these two because that was foolish. I guess honestly getting shot along the way is not a big deal. I gotta figure out how to get a saying. Whoops. Oh, good. That was a soft bump. I'm still not quite used to dodging with the orientation. If I'm not thinking about it, I will absolutely dodge the wrong direction. It'll take this entire playthrough before I'm actually capable of not firing myself into such things. Truth of St. Paul. Hey, I used to live near St. Paul. What's the truth? It's a nice place. I'd agree with that. St. Paul, Minnesota is pretty nice. Better than the map rotating, at least. Yeah, that would make me nauseous. That would make me super nauseous. Okay. Port Prosper. Write a port report. At this point, I'm not actually sure what's more profitable. Trade or... Probably trade. Anyway, let's... accept the payment. Whatever it is. Yeah, it's some fuel and supplies. It's nothing amazing. Okay, thank you, Captain. Here's the balance of our agreement. And, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She cast another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the worksite. Maybe an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. That can be a lonely place. You enlivened it. I've included a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. It's 150 sovereigns, some EXP, she's departed. Okay. They plan to call it the Albert Clock, in member of the departed Prince Consort. But there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished. The clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Ask the horse foreman what they need. Perhaps you can secure it. Bronzewood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. One consignment. They sell it at Trader's Wood and Palmier and Plenty's, I hear. And a quart of chorister nectar, too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates needs constant shouting at. My voice has been given up to ghosts. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Carolyn's your best bet there. Or Titania, the Flower Town. We'll pay. Like... Okay, so we just need one of both. Got it. We'll do that later. Okay. So jettison that. So Carolyn's up there. Probably just going to ignore it. Okay, let's scoot around. Let's go deliver this paper, and then my port reports, and then go ogle trains that I might be able to afford or not. I think honestly I'm gonna want to get a better cargo hold more than anything else. Such an amazing game. Never thought I'd get to watch someone play it live. 250 hours in it. Damn. That is a terrifying number to me. I'm certainly enjoying it, but 250 hours, woo, boy. What specifically takes up the meat of that? Commerce, or is this game actually just that big? And I should really, really kick up the speed before next time, because I think I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, it's both, really. Yeah. Because if I can really take the commerce down a notch or three, and focus on the actual good bits. What are you shooting? Seize the cargo? Oh. What did I pick up? Oh, I picked up a barrel of seasoned hours. Got it. Haven't done any officer's quests, plus world quest, plus port quest. Yeah. Definitely a good... I actually would almost prefer that as a difficulty mode, because I like the difficulty options in the beginning of every run. I almost wish there was a money multiplier. Just be like, yeah, the commerce is fun, but like... if it took a tenth the time, I don't think I'd feel like it was lacking. I was trying to talk about it earlier, but I used to play a lot of RuneScape, and that involved a lot of this exact same stuff. Finding some sucker that would sell me something cheap, and some other sucker that would, you know, buy it for me at like double price. Like there was a rumor going around for a while. I remember that you would, what was it? it was like just in the early eras of the game when people didn't really understand shit. And so like people honestly thought you could trim armor. And so there was black armor with a gold trim. And people legitimately thought that like as a player with the right quest done or skill or something, you know, a member that had done some really obscure thing would be able to trim the armor. And so people were buying it up left and right on speculation that they'd be able to find somebody that could then trim it for them. And so what I would do is I would buy just basic black armor from people that had no idea, and then sell it to these idiots that thought you could trim it up. And I made a tidy profit on that. And then like law runes, because there was an NPC that would sell law runes, and I just sell those for like stupid amounts of money because nobody knew this NPC sold law runes, and it was like a very, very hard to get to, it was a very hard to get to, like, membered zone that almost nobody went to, so, like, hell yeah, I went there a lot. Hello. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. Okay, we've read that. This homestead is plated in a patchwork of corrugated iron. As you land, the barrel of a rifle pokes up from the boarded window and fires, kicking up a spray of grass at your feet. How unfriendly. You'll not stand for that! Your rounds ring off of the house's iron skin and find gaps between its makeshift plates. Eventually, someone waves a white bed sheet from the window and throws out a satchel that clinks with jewelry and silver. Hell yeah, money! Yeah, what else did I do? I did tons of things. I definitely joined in the speculative market of exceedingly rare holiday things. Which, I've done that in almost any game that has, like, one-time unlock items that can be traded. RuneScape and Gaia Online. I was rich as hell on Gaia Online until they added real money transactions, at which point I became poor as dirt. Unsurprisingly. Oh, this again. Destroy the fungus? Taros for chumps? Buying a GF for 2k. I definitely met some people that sincerely were trying to do so. Trying to bribe people. We gender changed one of my... He was not a friend. He was an absolute asshole. He was the guy that got me into RuneScape. Mainly to use as grunt labor. Which... you know, would have worked fine if he had paid me a fair wage, but he effectively tricked me into selling him coal for half price, so I'd spend hours selling him coal for 20 gold a pop, when the running price at the time was 40, maybe 50, give or take. And specifically, when I finally found out, he was like, well, it's your fault for not, like... oh, what was it? Looking up the price yourself, or something stupid and petty that, like, nobody that actually wants to remain your friend would say to you. And so I just immediately wrote the guy off. But he was also a complete and utter moron always. So I pretty much spent the next, like, 5 years of me playing RuneScape just screwing with the guy. And he never learns. Like, we once invited him to go PvPing with us. And let's see. He would go PvPing with us, and we'd call him with somebody. Like, we had a couple of friends who had cell phones that he didn't know the numbers of, so we'd call him, and he was still on dial-up, so it would kill his PC's connection. Because I don't know, whatever his dial-up setup was, it wouldn't give the busy tone. It would just disconnect to the internet. Which was amazing for us because we were able to kill him 5 or 6 times and take all of his things before he wisened up and stops doing PvP trips with us.